Everything's done. Nigga. Right. Take it back. Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Big Talk Small Table, where we cover it all. What's going on in the Midwest? What's happening in the entertainment industry, the sports world, music, you name it, you seen it, you talked about it, commented on it. Now let's engage. Let's get to it. Midwest Motion. It's been a beautiful, beautiful couple of weeks for the city of Cleveland. So much so, I really don't even know where to start. Truthfully. I'm gonna start here though. The Goodwill is planning a $35 million opportunity center that will be taking over the current St. Vincent Medical Center. Now that's right down there in the 30th area. So what this entails is a grocery store, nonprofit services, job training, and other community services for that area. Now this is still in active development. We should know more on a finalized plan of action here in the next couple of weeks. I say that to say this: big news for the city of Cleveland and definitely for that area. Big things are coming. I know they years ago PNC came and did the Fairfax expansion. I know the Browns will go around and do football fields for the kids everywhere across the city, but this area specifically, that 30th area, this opportunity center by Goodwill, this would be a great thing for them. Additionally, more good news for the city. Edgewater Beach, along with the city itself, Edgewater has been named one of the top 5 beaches in the state, sorry, in the nation, excuse me. So, in all the United States, Euclid Beach ranks top 5. The city of Cleveland itself, according to loveexploring.com, ranks top 50 among the most beautiful places to travel in the world. Not just the US, the entire world. We clocked in on the Love Exploring list at number 48. Again, top 50. It's not, 50. It's not 20, but we in that top 50 list. So again, much has been said about, the lack of attention that the city's getting. And again, a lot of people forget we got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Science Museum, uh, the West Side Market, East Blanket Flats, all outside of all that downtown, the greater city of Cleveland. So much food, so many things to see. Again, come in, you're gonna like it. More good news in Cleveland. Again, over the past few weeks, we have been cranking up that summertime action, that summertime energy. So much so that FDW Day and Night Club hosted a 3-day music event headlined by Fetty Wap. And again, to everyone's, surprise, it was a success. I mean, everyone out there, but us locals, we already know how we get down in the city. And again, it was a success. It was again day parties, so they had pool parties during the day, vibes, DJs, artists showing up, nighttime, same pool party, food, DJs, vibes for 3 consistent days. No drama, no beef. Love it. Next level. Scorchers nightclub is actually opening back up, and they already have numerous artist booked between Ty Dolla Sign, who will be out there the 20th of this month. Akon will be out next month. I mean, it's so much love. The masses are really showing love and attention to the city, and it's about time. I mean, we have so much positivity, so much good energy. You know, hey man, it's that time. It's our time. More, more, more. So Brazil and Egypt came to the the Huntington Bank Stadium, and they played the first ever Major League Soccer championship here in Cleveland. First of many. Now, the both Brazilian and Egyptian team, they held practices here throughout the week. The Brazilian team also linked up with a local Brazilian phenom star, beloved Cavs, Anderson Varejao, and he took the team around the city just to show them places and just get them acclimated of what's to come because they will be back. Good news, they will be back. More good news: the Browns hosted their first ever Cleveland for Christ event. Essentially, it was a revival. I lost the word. There was a revival where they had preachers come. They did sermons. They had testimonials. Carson Swessinger even got baptized that day. Um, hey man, like I say, it's been a lot of good going on in the city. In other news, the Cleveland Clinic agrees to a 20-year ban on gender altering treatments for minors. This is stemming from multiple lawsuits and situations they have found themselves in over the last few years with people, regretting their actions, people wanting to detransition. So they've taken $308,000 to assist with medical billing and coding errors for those patients. They've even gone a step further in offering $2 million to those who are coming for detransitioning treatments. Pretty much, essentially, that means y'all going back to your original sex. Dumb as fuck, because y'all fucks think y'all can flip flop willy nilly and do all that. But hey, that's your prerogative. Everyone has free will. But again, it's awesome that Cleveland Clinic has taken these steps to kind of curtail and course correct. Because again, you should be of a certain age, at least of a formed and developed mind, to make those kind of decisions. What we got next? Oh! I almost got too excited, Joe. I do apologize because I shouldn't be excited for this. Over the weekend, St. Catherine's in Columbus held their annual Family Fun Festival. It was Friday, and as expected, the kids came out. Families, it was a good time. Up until midway through, a group gets into a disagreement that turned violent, ultimately sending 12 to the hospital because of gunfire. The event was abruptly shut down, and this was all in the name of Jesus, all in the name of God. A faith-based family event, fun for the community, which essentially is as most would see, assumed to be safe, free of those kinds of incidents, those instances. But this day and age we live in, people don't know how to communicate effectively and logically. People don't know how to voice their frustrations or voice their opinions effectively, or those when they do, the receiving person doesn't know how to receive it. They get easily offended, easily agitated. Everyone is so offended. You got to take those emotions out of it when people are talking, especially in heated moments, because always when you see red, and this is with anyone, you're going to go to that next level. It didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to end this way. Prayer and support and condolences to those families who are affected by that, and hopefully something changes. I mean, this is not the first. We already know, and I hate to say it, these situations are all too common, and this only the beginning of the summer. So y'all stay alert, stay vigilant, be blessed, stay safe, and stay aware. Stay aware. Moving right along, state of the Cavs, which is really, in my opinion, right now, kind of meh. We were able to kind of rinse the taste out of our mouth last night because we don't have to say that we blew the largest lead in NBA history, which was 22 points. Now that we can say the Spurs did that last night, they lost to the Knicks. They blew a 29-point lead at half. They lost by 106, 107. The Knicks. So I say that to say this. We made all the right moves during the season to get us to this point. We definitely had great things. We haven't been able to get past the second round of the playoffs in the past 3 years. So to get to the Eastern Conference Finals, that in itself is a big accomplishment. And I do attribute that to the fact that we did trade for James Harden midway through the season at the trade deadline. So that was the right move to make. I just don't like the timing of it all because that really only allowed the core four, which now consists of Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. It only gave them a small window. They really only played maybe 15, maybe 20 games together. That's a stretch. And that's before going to the playoffs. And we know how the playoffs are. They're more physical, much more, much of a higher pace, faster pace. And the refs ain't playing fair, you know. So with the playoffs still going on and the off season approaching, we got a couple of options at free agent or during this free agency period. We can chase after Giannis or LeBron because we do need to solidify that three position. We don't have a solid three, and I think that'll really complete this team. We looked for it in Max Strus. Max Strus is consistent, but he's better suited coming off the bench. Dean Wade is phenomenal, but availability is not his best ability, and minute restrictions do play a key factor in that situation. Jordan Tyson came on strong throughout the season. We anticipated him being that piece, but like I was saying before, emotions and bad choices in the playoffs saw a shift in focus and kind of trying to correct course, we just didn't have the answer there. So we do have insulated options between Keon Ellis, bringing him back again. Like I said, Jordan Tyson, we could extend him, do something with that contract because he's still on his rookie deal. Like I say, free agent wise, I know the big names out there are Giannis and LeBron. LeBron already playing here throughout his career twice, winning us our championship in 2016. And then there's Giannis, a relatively, as far as free agency goes, a relatively unknown because he could go back to the Bucks. He seems to always make that decision when the time gets hard to make to leave. He just they work out numbers and he comes back. But we can either go after Giannis, but that would involve us losing out on Evan Mobley because we're not going to move Jared Allen. That's just not going to happen. The Bucks wouldn't want him. They would want a cornerstone piece that's comparable, similar to what the Browns did with Jared Verse. More on that in a minute. Um, then there's free agent role players. I got a few names here: Terry Eason, Torrey Craig, and Keldon Johnson. They fit the mold of what the Cavs are trying to do in the direction we're going. Uh, these moves, all the moves total, are contingent on us getting out of the second apron. So we'd have to rework James Harden's contract. Currently, they're think talking 75 mil over 2 years. So we'll get those numbers right. They'll get those numbers right, and get us out of that second apron so we can make these moves. And even with coming out the second apron, we really got to a lot to look at as far as our coaching staff. Kenny made a lot of glaring errors throughout the playoffs, and to me, it seems uncharacteristic of him because of the farm he's coming from. Now, I know he did his own thing with the Nets and then went to Golden State, but those 4 or 5 years he spent with Steve Kerr on that caliber of a team, with the Golden State Warriors being perennial playoff, perennial championship, teams. They've been there, they've done that numerous times. So you'd think he would have learned, but he hadn't. So we got like I say, a lot of self-reflecting to do, and hopefully Kobe and the guys can figure it out. State of the Browns, baby. It's almost football season. This week was the first week of mandatory mini camps. Everybody was in the building. Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit. The offense has already been there. Majority of the defense has already been there, but the veterans are coming in. So with the veterans coming in, our beloved center Joel Batonio has officially retired. He called it quits, and not for any merit of his own. He just knows that his body has had enough, and we appreciate your talent and your time you put in with this team, Joel, and the leader that you were for the offensive side of the ball. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Outside of that, man, we got rid of Myles Garrett, which was crazy. Last week, Andrew Berry shook the team up by trading away Myles Garrett for Jared Verse. And come to find out, he actually talked to the Oklahoma City Thunder's GM in order to get this deal done, as far as to construct it. Obviously, different sports. He didn't have anything to do with it, but the construction of it. So he was able to flip Miles Garrett for the 2024 Defensive Rookie of the Year, two-time Pro Bowler Jared Verse, a first round pick in 2027, a second round pick in 2028, and a third round pick in 2029 that would convert to a first if the Rams decide to deal Miles Garrett to a team in the AFC North. Not too bad, AB. Hey, man, not too bad, my boy. So I say that to say this. Andrew Berry has assembled a dynamic core on both sides of the ball in these past two drafts. We'll take it last year, taking taking Dylan Sampson, Quinshawn Judkins, Dylan Gabriel, and Shador Sanders. That's on the offensive side of the ball. Defense, he picked up Mason Graham and Carson Schlesinger. Both two key contributors on the defense. Carson Schlesinger being the 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year. Right? Fast forward this year. Spencer Fano, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, and Royer. How could I forget about Harold Fanning Jr. last year? And Royer this year. Offensive side. Defensive side, Emmanuel McNeil Warren and Justin Jeffries. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all. Again, we're adding in now Jared Verse to this already young group of guys. We're going to have control of Jared Verse over the next 3 years, for sure. Love it. Love it. So you mean to tell me we have the 2024 and 2025 Defensive Rookie of the Year? You mean to tell me our go-to QB1 is also a Pro Bowler in his rookie season? You mean to tell me this offensive line got beefed up with a left tackle that hasn't allowed a sack since 2024? What? Zero pressures? What? You mean to tell me we add a defensive edge who is the third most pressured defensive edge in the league, third behind Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons? We not about to cook? Y'all crazy. I say that to say this. It drives me crazy listening to the radio stations. I listen to 92.3 The Fan. I listen to ESPN Cleveland. And they can't figure out for the life of us that they claim we're going to be a bottom feeder. We're not going to have more than 3 wins this season. Crazy work, if you ask me. You know, they still believe we're in quarterback purgatory. They want us to believe that Deshaun Watson and Shador Sanders aren't starting level quarterbacks in the league. They want us to believe that Shador Sanders, who's been in the building every day damn near since Todd Monken has gotten here, has taken that step, has turned the corner to be a true starter in the league. They say the Browns, they're already talking 2027 Browns quarterbacks in the draft. Diabolical. You have teams like Miami, Arizona Cardinals, Minnesota Vikings, the Steelers, the Jets. Before we even get to Cleveland, as far as quarterback hell, I don't know who Arizona signed. Minnesota has J.J. Abrams and Kyler Murray. Oh, Atlanta. I forgot Atlanta. That's 6. Jets, we don't know. Steelers, Aaron Rodgers and Will Campbell. And that's going to be a problem because he's back with Mike McCarthy, who he decided to leave because of the young quarterback Jordan Love. I can see how that's going to play out. Miami hasn't had... Who's their quarterback? We don't know. Did they draft somebody? Atlanta, Tua, and fucking Michael Penix, both are injury prone. Might as well say Dylan Gabriel because we know he's not going to be on the Browns this coming season. So with that, there's 6 teams worse off than the Browns. right now. And our GM, Andrew Berry, has taken those steps to boost up this offense, to give us a chance this season to actually be competitive, be a wild card team. Y'all can mark this down now. We're going to be a wild card team. And until the Cleveland media changes their narrative, the national media, the national pundits won't. Because where do you think they get their takes from? They're not here every day with us. They're not here boots on the ground at these practices, at the facilities, in these press conferences. Y'all are. I can hold myself accountable because I am in this, realm as well. But I don't talk like y'all talk. I speak positivity and life into my team. Practice that. Here come the hits. Yes, Sirski. So it's been a wild week. As far as a few weeks as far as entertainment goes. We got Jay-Z throwing out disses, Soldier Boy coming for Kai Cenat and Streamers University, Paul Pierce blowing down on these new young influencers coming in to kind of change the game. Social justice issues, we still haven't gotten anywhere, and it's only getting worse. Man, I'm gonna start with Paul Pierce. So Paul Pierce goes on back on Fig podcast and airs out his grievances. He feels that these new celebrities, and he doesn't even call them celebrities, he calls them exactly what they are: influencers and social media stars. He says that these guys, and not all of them, but the majority, ain't nothing but nerds and lames who have gotten money for the first time and don't know how to act. That's why these women and these individuals are acting as such. Like why women are not saying it's a problem because I love my woman. It's neither here nor there. But why they're so demanding, stubborn, and expect everything. Because y'all is giving it to them because y'all never had nothing and don't know really how to nurture it. He literally said, too many lames and nerds getting money nowadays. That's why these girls act like that. He said as well, as far as that, when he was in the league, he's had some of these rookies offer girls up to 15 million just to hit, which is crazy work. I ain't know about that. They say it ain't tricking if you got it, but goddamn, y'all blowing everything out the water. Flyouts this, flyouts that. Oh, we need this bag. Oh, we need that bag. And y'all motherfuckers doing it. So these women are so entitled now because this, like they say, if you won't do it, another one will. And y'all are. Fuck out of here. Next, good news. T-Mobile came out to West LA Wednesday and covered the difference for the gas. So they took over a local gas station and dropped prices down to $1.99, gave away snacks, merchandise, and some stuff, some other stuff, whether it was cell phones and charging boxes and whatnot. But they did back for the community. And I say that to say this: more companies and more corporations should actually take that initiative. I know they get it off as a tax write-off. That's all y'all look for at the end of the day anyway, right? So give back. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much. We all out here struggling. Gas prices is so damn high right now, man. Look, people are really making choices between getting groceries and getting gas, and they was already doing that before. But it's really like, hey, what we gonna do? We gonna eat out or we gonna fuel up? Crazy work. Crazy fucking work. And other crazy work, this motherfucker Soldier Boy decides to go on a rant to Kai Cenat about letting him be on Streamers University 2, Season 2. So if y'all don't know, Kai Cenat recently announced that he will be doing Streamer University Season 2 this summer. He's opened up applications to the masses, so you can go to, streamersuniversity.com, fill out your application, submit it, and have your chance to get on there. Now, Soldier Boy says to Kai that he better be on there, and that if he catches DDG on there, he refers to him as doodoo garbage, that he is going to be on his neck for the rest of the year. He ain't going nowhere. Moments later, He gets on Twitch and says, you know what? Fuck Streamers University. He's gonna do Rappers University, where he's gonna have teach rappers the game, the music industry. He's also gonna have prizes. First prize, he's gonna have prizes. First prize is a song with Soldier Boy for free, and maybe 10 bands or 20 bands. It just really depends upon that number. Drewski give his artists, 100 bands, and that's raising Kane's money. So, we ain't gonna talk about that. It's good for Soldiers, 10K of his own money. Second prize, he gets to open up on tour. Whoever, second place gets to open up on tour for Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy currently isn't on tour. Third place, spend a day with Soldier. So he's gonna fly you out to wherever he's at the time. We know it's gonna be LA, and you're gonna spend a day with Soldier, whether it's shopping, going to the studio, or a show. You never know, but you're gonna do it with Soldier Boy. Flight on him. Soldier Boy did it first. Yay, Rappers University. Yay, he did it. Ironically, next moment, he proceeds to cry. He said Kai Cenat is getting him restricted. It's suppressing his live because he only had 200 people in there. And it was dropping. I think Soldier is going through a little bit of an identity crisis after all these lawsuits that have racked up because of his gaming system that never came out. Music that he still owes on, and I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. He's gone solo, gone as far as he is a paid sponsor. So he's not a paid sponsor, but y'all remember the ShamWow guy? He do the ass scene. He's a paid ass scene on TV. This motherfucker is HSN. Click the orange box to get my cologne. Click the orange box to check out these clippers. Y'all see these teeth strips? Click my orange box. Stay humble. Moral of the story. You never know when it's going to come, but the end is inevitable. I told y'all there was a lot of fuck shit going on this week. And it's just really crazy to say that we haven't really gotten anywhere. Sure, technology, yay, we got AI. Yeah, we got cell phones, we got smartphones, flip phone, this phone, that phone, this computer. We get that. But when it comes down to the basic everyday, how we live and how we treat each other, nothing has changed. It's probably a little bit worse, just given the current climate and the nature of this presidency. So the Asian gas station owner who killed Cyrus, a young black man who was accused of stealing 4 bottles of water from his gas station, was acquitted. He was found out guilty of murdering him. Um, and this is, to me, it's not like we haven't seen it before. Trayvon Martin, perfect example. Similar cases, similar situations. Both young black men racially profiled and accused of doing something they didn't. On the adverse of things, George Zimmerman, fuck him. But this Asian dude, he actually was arrested, tried, and convicted of hate crimes in 2021. So he already has a record of stereotyping and picking with black men. Courts didn't find a problem with that. Like I say, not guilty. Second, Carmelo Anthony of Texas, last year, 17-year-old young man was attending a football game. It rained, and the opposing team, pressed him in the stands and told him to leave. You're not supposed to be here. Go with your kind. These two white boys pressed this young black man who was by himself. He felt threatened, and one thing led to another. The young man, Austin Metcalf, was stabbed in the stomach and died. Fast forward, the trial is going on this year. He was given an all-white jury. They did have one black man come in, but he decided not to participate because he didn't feel right in his spirit to do so. The judge was friends of Austin Metcalf's father, and they sentenced Carmelo Anthony to 35 years in prison. Video surveillance of the incident showed that Carmelo acted in self defense. In his own admission, he admitted he acted in self defense. He issued a warning to protect himself from these two. And we're here now. As much as we would like to believe that things are equal and fair and just, they are not. It hasn't been a day that we do get that recognition. I mean, year in, year out, summer after summer, we have these instances. And it's sickening. And it just keeps going. I often wonder if it really is a point in even, talking about these things, because nothing ever comes of it. But the fact that we have to continue to talk about these things is the point in itself. We have to stop talking and take action. You know, we do have to go out and participate in these elections so we can clean house and get people that are aligned with our moral compass and how we as a people should be treated. You know, on the other side of the coin, Chud the Builder. I don't know if y'all know, if y'all been keeping up. I've talked about it before. But Chud the Builder is a white streamer who goes around rage baiting black and brown people. So much so that he has gained a mass following, um, 1.5 million to be exact. And they watch this dumb shit. This guy goes around and starts shit with black people, brown people, and sometimes he gets the action he wants. And those who are aware of the game that he's playing just let well enough alone, because you're not getting anywhere with people like that. Boom. So what's going on with Chud? Well, Chud tried one of his antics with a black man. It didn't go as planned, and Chud, in his words of self-defense, shot the man, killed him. He was, of course, arrested, apprehended, and sentenced. Not sentenced, but sent to jail. He's currently on trial. First go around, the judge let him be known there will be no bond, there will be no bail. Matter of fact, if you do have a bail, we're gonna put it at $2 million. Great. So he comes back because he put up a GoFundMe to raise the money, and of course he raised the money because there's 1.5 million people that think like him and want those same things. So he goes back, in front of the judge, kind of get this taken care of. Judge looks at him and he says this to him: "Can't use that GoFundMe, Bernie Brett. This ain't that. You got to use your whatever you got in your accounts, and you ain't got much. As a matter of fact, that F-150 you keep asking about, we're not giving it to you. That's evidence. Until this whole ordeal is wrapped up, sit tight and just wait." Chubb began to cry. Chubb began to bawl and plead and cry. He said, "Judge, but my fiance needs my F-150. She can't get back and forth to work without it. She needs me because I'm not there supporting her." Judge said, "You should have thought about that. Don't mean nothing to him. Ain't don't make him no never mind. Hey man, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Moral of the story, bucko. Hey, I say that to say this. The system is flawed. The system does have instances where it works too. But for the most part, man, y'all got to take the initiative and really do y'all research on who y'all putting in these positions. All right? That's what I said. From me to you. All right? Great. What we gonna wrap up with? Hey, yo. So Tim Lu comes out and says, "Hey, we need this guy's Trump's full report, because there's no way full medical history, and the White House needs to come clean. Trump has been in and out of doctor's appointments and cognitive tests for the past few months. He's gone as far as saying he's now on live TV, shown in these staff briefings, these key important briefings, falling asleep. He said something ain't right. We need to know. Shit, like I say, game three was what was it? Yesterday was Wednesday. Game three was Monday. He came to Madison Square Garden and fell asleep after he got booed. So you mean to tell me in front of tens of thousands of people they're screaming and cheering, rooting on their team, you falling asleep, my boy? Yeah, man. Hey, Tim Lau, we appreciate you, my boy. Hopefully this time around we can actually do something about it. He can do something about it because that's the whole point of checks and balances, the sitting in the house. But hopefully we can get these things balanced out because something's got to change, man. Ain't nothing getting better for nobody. It's not getting any easier financially. We're gonna live life how we live life, but let's make it down, man. We could all use more. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Um, yeah, man. Here come the hits. Those are the hits. So I'm workshopping some shit in my head right now to throw with y'all. Want to do like a debate for like to close out the show, give y'all something to engage on. Y'all comment, like, subscribe. Y'all engage. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves. So two things. The first one is Cam Newton stealing or slowly but surely replacing Shannon Sharp? The reason I asked, Shannon Sharp, its runs seem to be running a little bit dry. He does Club Shay Shay, he has Nightcap with Ocho Cinco. And all last year, all last summer, he was that guy. He was making waves. He had left Fox, went to ESPN, signed $100 million contract. Um, Ironically, once he did that, as we know, the famous guy Tony Busby, Tony Buzzball, Tony Slimeball, comes out and has a witness for him, has a victim of his, and he settled, of course, which he would after he got fired from ESPN, had to take a leave, until the football season. We know that was not the case. Um, it's just been a downward spiral. His interviews haven't been resonating. The interviewees, seem disinterested, like they'd rather be doing something else if it wasn't for the check. He just recently interviewed Michael Eric Dyson, who's an astrophysicist. I watched it and it was really hard to watch because as much as Shannon wanted to sound like he was informed, it wasn't hidden. It sounded like he was confused. It sounded like he was faking the funk to kind of be included in that realm. And Michael Eric Dyson, seemed very disinterested. He gave his same answers. Like, bro, I talk about this shit on PBS all day, bro. What are you interviewing me for? You don't watch my shit? You don't know who I am? Let's have some real conversation. He was just on Joe Rogan. Like, bro, let's make it make sense. Meanwhile, Cam Newton on the other side, he's getting traction. He's always on ESPN, whether it's First Take, Get Up, the later afternoon segments. He also has his own podcast, a couple of shows on BET. And my man's hidden. My man's hidden. I mean, goddamn. Bucko really making a name for himself. I don't know, Unc. Y'all think Shannon Sharp washed? Y'all think it's time for him to kind of get back to his roots and just keep it with the sports and just, lay off everything else? Let me know. Two, I know I mentioned this earlier about Jay-Z and the Roots picnic. Y'all think Hov washed? Think it's time for to pack it up? Y'all think he covering up the fact that he was in the Epstein files? Because I mean, it ain't no way. I don't know. He just was on GQ. He did an interview with them, speaking on his past, his life, as he always does. Wicked up. Then he comes to Root Picnic looking like Cornel West, shooting shots. Usual targets: Drake, Kanye, Dame Dash, Kendrick. You name it, he talked about you. But it didn't hit. It actually just sparked Dame back up. Now Dame back talking about this Jay-Z. Oh, Jay-Z breath smell like doodle. He used to chew Big Red, smell like doodle, Big Red. Like, bruh, he said Drake is gonna be able to wash Hove. Like, bruh, nobody was listening. It didn't hit as hard as y'all thought it would. Again, personally, pack it up, man. Hove was Hove. Back in the day, '08 probably was his extent. Of course, I can't say that. He had a little run in the tens, but it's been 10 years, probably a little bit over, since he put anything out. So what the fuck? Do we really care? Probably not. Probably not. Hey man, let me know what y'all think, man. I might be tripping. I could be wrong. Y'all might say y'all might say that freestyle was the hardest shit y'all heard from Hove since y'all heard Hove. Who knows? I don't know. But again, y'all know y'all like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for tapping in this long as y'all have. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and all social media platforms, TCK Evan. Y'all can follow the podcast, YouTube, Instagram, Big Talk Small Table. Again, it's me, J Evan. Y'all be blessed, stay safe. Catch y'all next time.